analysis, though, because this is where the Hamlet conversation gets interesting. When he shows up at the location right outside, did you catch it? He says, actually, the first thing that was ever performed at this municipal was Hamlet. Now, already then you know that the story is echoing Hamlet. And what do you know about Hamlet? It's a revenge story about a father and a son. Yep. No, that is, you might be thinking of that. Hamlet is the one where Hamlet the son finds out at the beginning, your father has been murdered. And you're like, you know what? Hamlet is the Lion King. Hamlet is the Lion King. You with me? Hamlet is the Lion King. Cool. Not the Lion King 2. Lion King 1. Right? Hamlet is Mufasa. Little Hamlet is Simba. Claudius, the murderous uncle, is Scar. And all the other characters, they're in there somewhere. Ophelia, Nala, Timon and Pumbaa, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. We can keep going. But the point is, why is it important to archetype the story that way? Because that's in the culture. I don't have to tell you more than that. You know the story of Simba, which means you know the story of Hamlet. Crazy how that works. But anyway, Hamlet is being echoed here once again, fathers and sons. And so he says, he remembers reading somewhere that its opening night in 1911, the municipal hosted a performance of Hamlet. This great hall has been echoing with fathers and sons from the beginning. But see, he's connecting his experience. He's like, we're still echoing fathers and sons now, right? Still. Now, they do enter the bar, they have a conversation. You guys worked with this for your working with dialogue activity, so I know you're experts at it. Tell me who murders them both. The bartender's nephew. What's the relationship between the bartender and nephew again? Be very specific. That is his uncle. Oh, his uncle? Uh-oh. Who's Hamlet then? Would that be Joker? Joker indeed. So Hamlet, Ross, and Joker, same parents, all three, living the same archetypal story, right? We get Joker. My mother don't care for nothing. She's never there, uncle. You know that. I gotta take care of me. Joker, running doesn't solve anything. I can help. No, you can't, Uncle Gennarino. Why did you shoot him? He was your uncle. You don't choose family. That finishes him off too. Who just said that just before? You don't choose family. Only Carlos said that. The uncle said that. Joker literally says as his very last words in this chapter, the very last words that his uncle just said. Go back a few pages, right? He says it in a much better light, right? Oh, are you Gennaro? That's what most people think. But Gennaro was my father's name. You named the bar after him? He named it after himself. I just inherited the place. Right? So what's your name? Policarpo. Sorry. Yeah, nobody calls me that. What do they call you? Gennarino. What does Gennarino mean? For my Italian speakers, it would still be his father. And I would still be his son. Oh. That right there is a philosophical gem. Interesting. Interesting. Right. We're all somebody's son. Right. We just don't get to choose our winner. And on cue, uncle. Right? It's Hamlet, people. Now, think about what Ross was complaining about in chapter 1. If you had to sum it up, Ross was complaining about his dad forgetting his birthday and his mom forgetting his birthday. Anna didn't forget his birthday. But then what did Joker say as the very last thing? My mother don't. Yes, nothing. Isn't that equivalent? Like, couldn't you almost put those words in Ross's mouth? right? Based on what he's complaining about? You can almost say, Ross would say, man, my mom and dad aren't even, they didn't even remember my birthday. Right? They're two similar characters taking drastically extreme paths. Okay, now let me hit you with the magical realism a little bit more because some of you have your books, some of you do not. Let's go ahead and look at chapter 2 because it opens up with this image here. And there he was dreaming about the future and looked bright and ready for him. There was no scary mystery to it, and it was right around the corner. Then Bros woke up, and he realized that when you turn that corner, that future you have written and wished for is not always there waiting for you. In fact, it usually isn't at all what you expected. Around the corner, there is just another big, annoying question mark. It's called life. Do you feel that way? You live life that way? You make plans that absolutely go through? Or does life get in the way sometimes? You go, all right, plot twist, gotta adjust. Right? It's a great mental strategy. It's called life. Now, who is this? What's going on visually here? What do you see? I see waters. They look a bit tumultuous. I see baskets filled with flowers. What else do you see? There's a woman on a boat. A little louder? Yes, a little candle. Candles bring us into the ritualistic domain. So you go, why do people like candles? For light? No, not quite. Even when he was awake, he would carry his dreams with him. They reminded him of who he is and what he wanted out of life. His dreams would tell him what to do, how to navigate in this world. You must come see me. And when you do, bring me something pretty. Wake up now. Wake up, dude, you're missing it. So he's dreaming. He's in a dreamscape. More like a nightmare, if you ask me. What the hell's going on? And she said, come see me. A quest, a heroic quest for our hero. Right? It's a dream. Anything weird about her? No? Totally normal? She is naked. One thing to note. What else? She's greenish, like a mermaid or a siren. We would say this was the dream. You might call the dream mythology. Some people do. The veil thing? Yeah. She's wearing some form of scales or veil over her head. Okay. In any case, she looks a little creepy, like a siren and mermaid depiction. So again, if you know the story of the sirens, do you know the story of the sirens? Yeah. Odysseus has to tie himself to the mast. He wants to hear them. He ties himself to the mast. He's like, whoa, that guy over there just jumped over the water. He was lulled by the song. Me? I'm just tied to the mast. I can't do it, but I want to, but I can't. So he's just like observing it. They all die, everybody but him, because he's tied to the mast. But they're mermaids, not like the Little Mermaid, right? Like sirens, actual sirens. Okay, so does he look different, Ross? He's got longer hair, so let's imply a different age, right? It makes a lot of sense, actually. Indeed, Ross is only 21. Now, this is an important moment to just kind of break down this chapter structure, right? Because when you saw the end of chapter 1, you had a thought. And you said, this can only go one of two ways. Maybe every chapter will be related to a different character. Right? Because like Ross is gone. Chapter 1, Ross is dead. Can't continue with that character. He dies at 32. Okay. Or having your modern understanding of time, you said, no problem. We can go back to the future. We can go back. We can go back in time. We technically have 32 years. Pretty good amount of time for a 10-chapter story, right? One chapter per year, you have plenty. So 32 is our mark. He dies at 32, just like Shakespeare. He read it. Okay, we accept it. What happens in this chapter, though? We'll throw another wrench into your system. Because, shall we read it? We have enough time. You want to read this one together and then read chapter 3 by yourself? All right, because it does get interesting. Now, Jorge and Bras are overlooking a beautiful landscape. You're not going to take a picture of this? This is too big for a photograph. Life is good, dude. Come on. I got us a lift to Salvador. It's Salvador, Brazil, by the way, not El Salvador. Keep that in mind. Dude, tell me again why you're staying all the way out here in fucking Tabula, now with me at the hostel downtown. My mom made me promise I'd stay with her friend. You know my mom and how she makes it impossible for me to say no. Well, it's your call. While you stay here with Aunt Tanya, I'll be sleeping with Joconda, Colette, Bridget, Katja, and all the foreigners in the hostel looking for some authentic Brazilian flavor. Shut up, man. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? All right. Don't forget, it's 10 o'clock at Pelourinho. They've been traveling around the country for over a month now, mostly to quiet places where people go to rest and relax, to stare nature in the eye and bask in its majesty. Hey, gringo! This place, Bras quickly realized, was something else entirely. Caipirinha, ice. Shalom, shalom. Would you like a gift? I don't have any money. This is a gift from Senor Don Bonfim. It brings luck. Gringo like the necklace? Beautiful necklace. Look, kid, I'm no gringo. And I don't want a necklace, okay? Pretty necklace for girlfriend, handmade with local seeds. Very cheap. See, necklace looks good on you. I don't need a necklace. All different colors. I see you got yourself a pretty necklace, gringo. Jorge now picking on him. Very funny. It's not my fault. They think I'm a foreigner. Well, we're all foreigners here. That's not what I mean, man. It's the way they look at me, the way they see me. I'm not from Italy, Russia, or Egypt, or whatever. As far as they know, you're from another planet, dude. Planet White. Come on, let's get out of here. Because they're both Brazilian, right? Is the point. Light-skinned, dark-skinned Brazilians, both of them, but they're treating one of them like he's a foreigner, like a European or something. He's like, I'm Brazilian. I'm just light-skinned. This is much better. Is it? Without your clothes, you look even whiter than before you do now. We're all born equal, my friend. The less clothes we wear, the more we look like we did the day we came into this world. Our bodies don't have social levels. And after I go for a swim, I'm going to tan until I look just like you. It's always reassuring to have such a good friend and to share silly arguments with, and Jorge never disappoints. But right now, all Bras wants to do is forget about everything and take a good long swim. And there's nothing like swimming in the sea. And there's no sea like ours, he thinks, where you can see so clearly. And there's so much to see. What did he see? Pair of feet. I thought he went out there to go be by himself, though. He's at the water, very action pose. He's looking around. I hope you haven't swum all the way out here to be alone. Because if you have, one of us will have to find another boat. For meet cute moment? Huh? I'm fine with this if you are. Besides, no one wants to be alone, right? Why is it that so many people are? I don't know. Maybe they're too busy doing 1,000 different things 1,000 miles an hour and just don't make the time to find anything. But you always have time in Salvador. Okay, then, where should I start looking? Flirtatious answer, huh? So you are alone. Uh-oh. Well, awkward pause there at the bottom. Do you agree? No words exchanged, just a moment of, did I overstep? And now we know that there is a release of that tension. Don't feel bad. There's nothing wrong with being alone adrift on the ocean with a total stranger. Better than being caught in some fisherman's net, right? I guess. Tell me, what brought you to Salvador, lonely boy? You could say the tides brought me here. Oh, really? How so? Oh, I've been going to different exotic places, meeting interesting people, just going with the flow. That's simple, huh? I wish it was. Actually, my friend and I have planned a trip for quite some time. So is being alone part of your plan? Not really. Good thing the tides brought you to this boat, eh? Oh, it was a good moment. Okay, see these two moments at the bottom, page 42 and 43? 0 words. And yet you could analyze this one as awkward for bras, and this is less awkward. Why? Because of what happens in the context of the exchange. Okay, let's keep going. Do you want to go somewhere else? Do you? I'd swim if I could, but I've got 1,000 things to do, 1,000 places to see still. And I leave for Morro de Sao Paulo tomorrow. All part of the plan? Exactly. If you travel too fast, all you're going to see is a blur, and you'll never really meet anyone interesting. Maybe I already have, and I just don't know her name yet. I'm Olinda, and you're Ross, right? I don't know. Don't you hear that? A voice calling you. What? Like, in my dreams? No, on the beach. There's a guy shouting and waving this way, and I'm pretty sure he's calling for you. It's for me. Hey! Oh shit, I gotta run. We're going to the market. What's going on with Ross here? Analyze vision. He's red. Some sweat's coming off his face. He is about to ask a question. Even before he had the time to think it through, between heartbeats, the words just flew out of his mouth. You want to come with us? So why was he red? Right? Okay, now we're gonna have to skip through this scene. No, this is a good scene. We're almost there. Okay, so we're at the market now. So, what do you do for a living? Why do you ask? I don't know. I just met you, and I'd like to know.